Hello, my name is Lizat Muradovna. I am a teacher of Pedagogical College of Foreign Languages. Today we are having grammar lesson. The theme of our lesson is modal verbs. The aims of the lesson: learn to use modal verbs in oral and written speech, create conditions for understanding and comprehending grammatical material on the topic, its application in a new educational situation through the use of teaching technology in cooperation. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to comprehend information and recognize main facts of using modal verbs and employ basic rule for modal verbs in practice. Now let us see, what are modal verbs? Modal verbs are special verbs which behave very irregularly and that are used to indicate modality, ability, possibility, likelihood, probability, permission, and obligation. They are auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. Modal verbs are sometimes referred to as modal auxiliary verbs because they help other verbs. Okay, look at the list of modal verbs. They are can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, ought to. The structure of modal verbs. Now, here we see pronouns as I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Then we use modal verb, any modal verb, and then infinitive without to. From the next one we see now this structure. Subject, that is our personal pronouns, modal verb, and verb. Now, for example, Mary can play the piano. From here we see Mary is subject of pronoun, can is a modal verb, and play is main verb. They are not conjugated, they don't need other auxiliary verbs. Now from here we can see there is no S in singular, there is no do, does in the question, there is no don't or doesn't in the negative sentence. He can ski. We don't use he can ski or he can skis. We just use can without any S. Would you like to come with me? Do you like to come with me? No, we don't use this one. We use only would. Would is an auxiliary verb. They can't be serious. We don't use don't. They can't, not they don't. Now look here. Modal verbs don't have infinitives or ing forms. That is infinitive to. We don't use to, article to. We just use any modal verb like can. Can. We cannot say canning or must. We never say to must or musting. Modal verbs are followed by an infinitive without to. She must study. He could play football in his youth. We should have gone the other way. As you see, here we don't use any particles like to or ing endings like musting, coulding, or shoulding. We never use. Next. Modal verbs don't have all the tenses. Many modals cannot be used with the past or the future tenses. Can, be able to, must, have to. I can solve the problem. I was able to solve the problem. Can solve is present tense and was able to is past tense. You must come early. You had to come early yesterday. You must come early means present tense and had to is in the past tense. Modals in the past refer to actions that happened in the past. Modal plus have plus verb in past participle. It must have been a difficult decision. They should have invited her to their wedding. Can. When we use can, first, to express ability. Brian can speak French, but he cannot speak German. Superman can do things that ordinary people cannot. The second, to express request. Can you help you? Can I offer you something to drink? Third, to express permission. Can I use your cell phone? You can't go out with Victor. Fourth, to express possibility. If the weather is perfect tomorrow, we can go on a picnic. I can be ready by 5. I'll be ready by 5. Next one is could. We use could to express abilities in the past. Jason could talk when he was 4. To express permission. Could I leave the classroom? Next, to express future possibility. I could get a bad final mark. It depends on the next exam. Could with present perfect tense is used to express something in the past may be real. You could have been killed in that accident. I could have won that game. Next one is shall. To express the simple future for the first person. Shall we meet at the bus stop? I shall never forget your help. Next is will. Will is used in the present to future tense. Sean will leave tomorrow. She'll be back in a few days. If it rains, the soccer game will be put off. We can use will to express willing. If you won't go and help him, I will. I will wash the dishes if you cook. Next, would. Would is used as the past tense of will. She said she would buy dinner on her way home. I believed it would rain, so I brought my raincoat. To express polite request. Would you please take off your coat? Would you mind turning the radio off? Next, should. Should is used to give advice and opinions. Now, for example, you are driving too fast. You should slow down a little bit. You have gained a lot of weight. You should go on a diet. The second is to express expectations. Are you ready? The taxi should be here soon. $20 is enough. It shouldn't cost more than that. Third, to suggest a less strong possibility. If you should pass the bakery, can you buy some bread? And note this, should with present perfect tense means something in the past shouldn't be done. The baby is crying. You shouldn't have talked so loudly. She is angry. You shouldn't have come back so late. Must and have to. We use must and have to express something is necessary and essential. You must pay by cash. You have to drive on the right in France. Second, students have to wear a uniform. Mustn't is used to express something isn't permitted or allowed. You mustn't smoke, eat and drink in the museum. You mustn't drink and drive. Don't have to is used to express something that is not to be done necessarily. We don't have to get up so early on Saturday. She doesn't have to live in the hotel. She can live with us. May. We use may to express possibility in the present or in the future. For example, it may rain. Elizabeth may know his telephone number. The second is we use it for permission. May I come in? You may come if you want. To express wish or hope. May you a long life. Might. Might is used to express possibility in the present or in the future. Ashley might be in the library. I'm not sure. George might come as well. He may come. He might come. The chance that he comes is less likely than may. Might with present perfect tense means speculation about the past. Edward is late. He might have missed his bus or he might have overslept. Now, let us practice. Rewrite the following sentences using modals so that they have the same meaning. The first one, I suggest that you get a good lawyer. And we use. Now please try to think what can we use here with modal verb. And look at the answer. You should get a lawyer. We give advice here. Second, a university degree isn't necessary for that job. Try to think what can we use, what modal verb can we use here. And look at the answer. Here are two variants of using needn't or don't have to. You needn't have a university degree for the job, or you don't have to have a university. Third, perhaps my father will pick you up. Look, my father may or might pick you up. 4. Eating is forbidden in class. And what modal verb can we use here? Look, you mustn't eat in class. Yes, it's not allowed, yes, to eat in the class. Now use your imagination. Think about this situation and create a sentence using modals. 1. We are going to Paris for a weekend. Make suggestions about things to do. 2. We start school in September. Talk about necessity. 3. Margaret is a very talented sportswoman. Talk about ability, her abilities. 4. You have just won the lottery. Talk about possibility. 5. Peter has got a headache and a congested nose. Give him some advice. 6. You want to borrow your uncle's Mercedes-Benz. Ask for permission politely. Now, here we see possible answers. We could visit the Louvre. We should go up the Eiffel Tower. 2. We have to buy a new notebook. 3. She can speak 3 languages. She is able to play the piano and the violin. 4. I might stop working. I may buy a new car, or I can travel to New York. 5. You should see a doctor. You ought to drink hot tea. 6. Can I borrow your car, please? Or, may I borrow your car, please? Well, your home task is to fill in gaps using appropriate modal verb. And then the second task is you should write 10 sentences using modal verbs. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.